Sup, y'all? Bring you guys another video. So, do you guys think Carl Frampton will be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame? Before I get more into the video, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more boxing and please hit that like button. It helps out the video. It helps out the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So, to those who doesn't know, Carl Frampton recently fought against Jamel Herring over in the Middle East. Herring won the fight, successfully defended his title, and Frampton retired right after he lost. He said it multiple times leading up to the fight that he plans to retire if he would lose the fight, and he ended up losing and he retired on the spot. Post-fight interview after the fight, and I just finished watching the interview again, and man, it really can give you a shed a tear, man. It can make you tear up. I mean, growing up, well, not growing up, but being a fan of Carl Frampton this past how many years now, following his career for almost 10 years since I started making YouTube videos. It's insane, man. Man, it's just crazy. I mean, it's a little different compared to when a fighter retires after they lose or after after they win or in between the fights or after a fight and they're not sure yet if they're gonna retire or not. But here you can tell that Frampton really just wants to go home, watch his kids grow up, grow old, dedicate his life to his family, and I wish him nothing but the best. And after looking at his resume again, if you look at his resume, Carl Frampton finished his career with 28 wins, 3 losses, 16 wins coming by way of knockout TKO. No doubt about it, whether he's from Northern Ireland or Ireland, definitely the whole island of Ireland, he's one of the best to ever lace them up. No doubt about it. He tried to achieve something that nobody from Ireland has ever achieved, becoming a 3-time champion in 3 different weight divisions. He obviously failed to do that, but still, his accomplishments in sport of boxing, being a 2-time champion in 2 different weight divisions, is something that not many people can accomplish. And if you look at his resume, if you scroll down, started off his career obviously in the UK, fighting multiple times in Belfast, and becoming a Celtic champion, British Celtic super bantamweight champion in 2010. Basically, after a year of fighting, then he became Commonwealth champion in 2011 when he defeated Mark Quone. Quone, am I pronouncing that right? And then eventually becoming European champion in his biggest win, his first big win against Kiko Martinez. He ended up defending that title a couple times before he fought Kiko Martinez again for the actual belt, the IBF, for an actual world title belt, the IBF super bantamweight title. He ended up defending it against Chris Avalos, fought in the USA for the first time against Alejandro Gonzalez Jr. in 2015, and the big fight that everybody wanted to see at the time, Scott Quigg over in Manchester, and he ended up winning the fight by split decision in a close competitive fight. Great fight it was. And then he traveled to the US, defeated Leo Santa Cruz, giving Leo Santa Cruz his first loss in his pro career. He ended up losing in the rematch, but it was still tough and competitive. For whatever reason, we ended up never seeing a third fight, but those 2 fights were pretty competitive. He ended up fighting Nonito Donaire. As a Filipino fight fan, Nonito Donaire is an all-time favorite of mine. And he ended up beating Nonito Donaire. Both showed a lot of class and humbleness in that fight. It was a pretty entertaining fight too. I mean, I know Frampton won that fight clearly, but it was still pretty entertaining. Then he ended up fighting Josh Warrington. Lost that fight. When he gave Luke Jackson his first loss too, but Josh Warrington, that fight, man, that was a competitive fight too. But Josh Warrington was just the youthfulness of Josh Warrington was the biggest factor that led to his win that one. And he traveled back here to the US giving McKerry his first loss. Then obviously the title fight against Herring, he ended up losing. Now, is that Hall of Fame worthy? Is that a Hall of Fame resume? Wins against Kiko Martinez, Scott Quigg, Leo Santa Cruz, Nonito Donaire. Now, mind you, this is Nonito Donaire at a heavy weight, so he's not accustomed to this. Well, he's not really that good at 126, Nonito Donaire, in my opinion. But still, that's still a good name to have in your resume, because no doubt about it, Nonito Donaire is a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Now, if he defeated Josh Warrington and Jamel Herring, now definitely Frampton would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, when it comes to the Boxing Hall of Fame, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's usually, I think it's 5 years. Not usually, but it's 5 years when they can induct you into the Boxing Hall of Fame. So 5 years from now, in 2026, will Frampton be part of that class? I don't think so, but I think in time, I think he will eventually become a Hall of Famer. I think not right away, but I think in time he will. Not the first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying this now because he just recently retired. Um, but yeah, I think eventually, maybe in 2030, depending on what how the class will look at the time. The how the options of fighters that you can induct in the Hall of Fame at that time, depending on who else it will be, who among that class that year will be inducted. But I think eventually Frampton will be. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree, disagree? Do you guys think he is a Hall of Famer? Yes, no, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like always, have a great day. All right, thanks.